what do you expect from your children? And for you. And for you, like okay, then you'll explain what your ROI is then.
Because now
okay, so you ready, mommy? Making an appearance on my channel. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your favorite daughter, baby girl. And today I am here with my best friend, literally, and I know I'm also her best friend. Like, isn't it, Bobby?
We are besties. Hello, YouTubers.
I think you have to speak louder, mom. Yeah. Anyway,
hello, people.
I'm here with
today.
With my best friend, with my cheese partner, my sweet mother. Okay, and so today we're going to be talking about very interesting topics. Because my mom and I have a very open relationship, so I just wanted you guys to see that, and just to also, because I've been seeing trends on Instagram, on YouTube, where people talk about questions you're too afraid to ask your African parents. And I know that I'm not afraid to ask my mom anything, because I think from a very young age she's always been like, listen, you need to tell me if you're going through something. So it's very interesting, because even when I talk to my friends about it, a lot of them are like, how are you able to talk to your mom about such things? And it's not even with me, it's like with my other brothers as well. Like, we always just like talk about whatever. And I think it's a good balance between like my mom and my dad, because my dad's like the
typical African father.
Exactly. So my mom's always been like, you know, putting us to the side and always telling us to talk to her if we're going through anything, relationship wise, dating, sex, marriage, birth control, whatever it is. So I just want you guys to see how like the conversations we have. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm so excited. Guys, please welcome my mother on the comment section. Welcome her.
Thank you, my child.
Okay, so before we begin, I'm just going to give out a few disclaimers. Guys, we have the best intentions. This is just according to what we think,
our views, opinions,
and we're not, you know, imposing our beliefs on you guys. If you feel like you can learn from it, then that's cool. Because, you know, on social media it's so hard to have an opinion, because when you say something, people often say like, oh, so you mean that, and they twist it around every time. So yeah, guys, if you know, we want to help you guys in some way, and that's our intention. We have very pure intentions. We're not trying to belittle or whatever. Like, that's not the case. Please watch the whole video before you know, say anything, before you conclude anything, because I remember the last time I posted a video and someone was fighting me and they didn't watch the whole video. So please watch the whole video, please.
Yeah, so that everything can be in context.
Yes, in context. Thank you. So let's begin. Are you ready?
Yes. I'm ready. Yes.
Okay,
let's begin.
I want to ask about the importance of having an open relationship with your children. Like I said, you know, we're very open with you. So why were you like that? Why did you always emphasize that?
I think it's about my upbringing. You know, in our times we grew up in very strict home environments where you are not allowed to speak to your mother about, talk less of your father. You can't speak to your mother about a boyfriend. At school, well, I learned biology, but when it came to the sex part, the teacher would skip it. So we didn't have what we have, you guys, today, social media, where even though it's not good to learn about such from social media, but doors were closed for us. We did not know. It was experience. We had to experience to learn from whether it's good or bad.
Okay. So when you say, because I know you've also said that like Zizo, don't, and Asa and Masi, those are my brothers, don't get advice from your friends.
I am here.
I am here.
I'm going to give you advice based on experience. Talking from experience is the best. Not hearing from your counterparts who are your age mates. They know nothing about life. They are still learning themselves. I am talking from experience because I have walked this journey. Yes. Yes.
It's true.
So I encouraged you. I even remember when we were in grade, I think 7 or 6, you had a crush or some boy had a crush on you and you came to me and said, hey, I like this boy. I said, my dear. And you said, oh, he also likes me. I said, my dear, he must wait for you until you are older. Because right now, so, yeah.
Yeah. So, contrary to African beliefs or whatever, and just by the way, I want to say that my mom has a very good balance to her parenting. So, she can be very strict, you guys. She is strict. She doesn't hesitate to discipline, but she's also like, come talk to me if there's anything. So, contrary to African beliefs or how African parents have raised their children, it's not all the time that they've allowed their children to date, especially now, like at an older age, like now. But you have said that, if you're dating, tell me. And
it's still about my experience, my upbringing. I made it a point that I do not raise up my children the way that I was raised. I wanted it to be different. I could not talk to my mother. I wanted you to talk to me and your siblings to talk to me. So I wanted to break that, if I can call it a cycle of, and there's a bridge or there's a boundary. You can only talk to me about 1, 2, 3. You can't talk me beyond this bridge. So I wanted to break that really, and I'm glad today because there is no book for parenting. There is no manual. People have always said it. It's either you get it right or you get it wrong. So I'm glad that I am where I am today, and my children listen to me, to my advice, and happiness.
So I'm sure this also leads us to like the next point. So talking about, I'm sure dating on its own in most African homes is like a no-go. So imagine now when you talk about sex, that's even worse. It's like, what is that? Where did you hear that from? It's like, it's a swear word.
Yeah.
So,
I was talking, before you finish, I was on an Uber and there was this lady and she was driving the Uber and she was saying to me, her child was in matric and the next thing she fell pregnant. So I was asking, do you have an open relationship with your child? Do you talk about boys to your girl? And she said to me, I said, my dear, my child is in tertiary now, my girl child now is in tertiary, and I made it a point when she turned 13, I said I was going to put her in my pocket, and that meant that I must speak to you and you must hear from me. Not from your friends, because I know better. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah,
no, it's fine.
I affirmed.
No, I actually wanted to bring it up. I was going to bring it up.
For me, you can't just talk about sex to your child because it's going to be very awkward if you have not spoken to your child about a boyfriend or a girlfriend. How do you begin now talking about sex? It's in the space because there is no background to it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So, how did you feel? Like, because I remember the first time you talked to me about it and you were saying that, sex and like the ramifications,
the consequences
of it. And for me, it was like, because I know that I had, excuse me, I had learned from my friends at school that, their parents were like saying, don't talk about, So for me, I wondered how it was going to be. But for me, it was awkward. But for you, how was it? Like telling, because you don't have any other girl child. And I'm sure it's different.
Difficult, because I had this conversation with your brothers who are older than you. Not as in much detail as with you being a girl child. Yeah. But I have had those conversations. But I was also ready in terms of the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say was different, like when you had that like sex talk with my brothers and me, like boy
With
and
your
girl?
brothers, it was not really about sex talk, but it was about are you dating? Are you seeing anyone? Well, your older brother, my firstborn was in boarding, and I think I missed such conversations with him. But
Okay.
with Mercy, I know that I did, and he
Yeah.
would bring a girl here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So with you, it was from the beginning to say, are you seeing someone? It's too soon for you to be seeing someone. You are too young. Speak to me so that I can guide you.
Yeah, I think also approach matters as well. You can't be like,
Mm.
are you seeing someone? Does someone like you? You know, you have to like.
You create, as a mother, I need to create an environment that is conducive to have this kind of a conversation.
That's true.
I need to. It needs to be created by me as a mother.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it will be easy for you then to open up.
Okay. No, that's a good point. So this obviously leads me to my next point when it talking about birth control. So, of course, birth control can come in like many forms. So it's the pill, protected sex, and whatever. Those are the two most common ones, right? Or are there more? I don't know.
Those are the ones.
So with birth control, like that's not. I know you told me about it as well. That if I ever, and I feel like it is important, but because we'll get into that now about like bringing your Christian values into it. But besides the Christian perspective, you did say that if ever that happens or that is the case, make sure that you are protected, which was good because I mean anything can happen. Like I know that I won't do it because I don't believe in sex before marriage anyway. So, but you don't know that, and anything can happen, like I said. So I think regardless of what you believe in, that conversation should happen.
It should happen because it is my view that a child should come when the parents or a parent is prepared financially, emotionally, mentally. You can't bring a child into this world if you don't have those three in place. Because then the child will suffer.
Because the thing is, like we've seen this happening. Like parents don't talk to their kids about dating, sex, and whatever, and then the child comes back home pregnant, and then there's that what is it? Can I say resentment, disappointment from the parents?
A big disappointment.
But then it's like, but you never initiated those conversations, and then now I'm here.
The environment was not conducive to have such conversations, and therefore, as a parent, those will be the I don't want to say the consequences, but those will be the
aftermath, the results.
Yes. Those will be the outcomes of not having an open relationship with your children, unfortunately.
So do you think parents should, or according to you, do you think parents should talk about birth control to their kids? Or do you see it as a form of encouragement to engaging in sex? Because it can be both ways.
That it doesn't start with birth control. If I've spoken to you about boyfriends, the relationships, then it would be easy for me to say, if you are sexually active, you need to make sure that you are taking contraceptives. Okay. But I can't just jump and say, are you taking birth control?
I don't know.
From what?
It's
in the space. And I know, or rather, I've seen it with my friends, and they don't talk to their children. I mean, they are my age mates. They don't talk to their children. They can't. A girl child can't even undress in front of them because in that particular culture, it is a taboo Yeah, so there are many dynamics. It would be worse than to talk about a boyfriend and a girlfriend if your child can't even address in front of you.
So in terms of like the birth control thing, you don't see it as encouraging your child to engage. You don't see it. I don't.
My dear, whether you want to see it as encouraging or you don't want to see it as encouraging, at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to be left with a result or a product of being sexually active.
Okay.
So it's up to you to choose to say, me, I see it as encouraging. If you see it that way, then you will have to deal with the results that come after having sex.
Okay, that's a good point. So now we're gonna move on to marriage. So I think I haven't seen it with you, like putting pressure on your children to get married. And that's a good thing, because I know it's happening a lot out there. And I know it's something, even this thing of you saying that you want grandchildren and stuff. Of course, that's fine, you know.
At some stage, I want to be a grandmother, but I don't put my child in any form of pressure to say, my children are at liberty. I believe that I have instilled values in them, and therefore they know what is right, they know what is wrong. I don't force any child to do anything.
So I think it's also different with like me and my brothers as well, with us and Masi. I think, how do you see marriage, like between, because I'm the only girl, and like with your boys, like how do you see, I don't know how to ask a question. Like, is there like a certain expectation that you have from me in terms of marriage compared to your boy children? Like, I don't even know how to ask the question.
What expectation? Like, if I have an expectation, it would be the same.
The same, regardless of.
Boy or girl.
Okay.
You mean in terms of what?
I'm also thinking, because like age limit as well, or like what?
No. I know. That is putting pressure on a child.
No, I'm saying like it's not something that you say out loud. It's something that you just think to yourself. Like, would you say like, yo, by 30s, he needs to be married or something?
No.
Or it's not a thing.
Even if you, you decide that I don't want to get married, it is your choice.
You won't.
That we have to live with it yourself. It can't be my choice. You are responsible for your life and what you want. And
interesting.
I can't bring my experiences into your life. I can only bring them in a positive manner to say, I'm talking from experience, I did this, it didn't work out. But I cannot impose anything,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well said, mother, well said.
That's why my oldest brother is speaking there. Anyway. So the last thing that I want to ask you, and we're not going to talk too much, we're not going to get into it too much, because it can be quite sensitive, but it's about black tax. So my mom's already getting uncomfortable, but for those of you who don't know what black tax is, so I'll just give you an example and then you'll, formulate your, what is it? An idea on what it is. So for example, my mother's firstborn, so my oldest brother, is working and whatever, and there's that expectation from a mother for that firstborn to look after the rest of his siblings and even maybe upgrade the life of the mother. So okay, that's black tax. And my oldest brother now has to pay for my school fees and all of that stuff. I think, and like the best example I can give is from Skim Sam. If you guys watched Skim Sam and the whole thing with Manduli and the fact that she was
Quite on the way.
On her son, putting so much pressure, like, give me your pay slip, I need to see how much you're earning, so we can allocate money into.
If you take girls on out for dinner, you're wasting money. You're supposed to be bringing me a double story.
I
don't have a car. Asa, my firstborn is Asa. Asa, I don't have a car. You can't be continuing, living. or rather, paying for girls' hairdos
whilst you're not,
whilst I'm Ubering.
So
I took my children to school so that they can be 3 times better off than me.
Okay.
So that they can look after themselves, so that they don't depend on anyone but themselves for provision. Not for them, not for me. I don't want to use the negative word, but not for me to be some sort of a burden to them. I'm blessed that I'm still working, and therefore I think my expectation would perhaps be when I retire to say, my children, are you able to look after me?
Okay.
But maybe I understand where other parents come from, because they are unemployed or they've never worked. And therefore then how do they survive? By then depending on their children. Yes. So the circumstances really are not the
differ,
same.
Yeah. And please, this is according to us and her. Please don't fight us. Please.
That's why we are saying circumstances are not the same. I don't expect anything from much. If they give me, I'm blessed and I'm grateful. And they do.
Your ROI.
I get my return on investment. Taking them to university, was not easy. So at this age, really, I think God is continuously wiping away my tears.
What's that saying that you always say when you say ROI? Yes.
Meaning that I am now enjoying the fruits of my labor when I took them to school. Now that they are working, they know that they have a mother, they know that they have parents, and therefore they provide. I don't need to be a beggar.
Okay. No, that's good. This brings me to the end of the conversation, or the end of the video rather. Any last words, Mom? To people my age, or any old people that maybe watch this video, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe to parents, to my age mates. I'm talking about my age mates. Just try to have relationships with your children, especially girl children, in terms of this dating world, and because it's hectic out there. Just try and create an environment, a climate that is encouraging for them to come and speak to you about their challenges in terms of boyfriends and girlfriends.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and show some love, guys. You know, my mother, it took her a lot, to get her to this point where we take a video, because my mom is shy, guys. So please show her some love in the comment section. Please leave your comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. We are on a journey to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Shout out to my brother. Pew, 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 pew. Shout out to Masi. Pew, 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 pew. Shout out to my niece. Anyway, guys, so I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.
Bye. I'm too sure when something has been in wrinkles, isn't she?
Oh, Mama.
52, I can't listen to any dingy. So 55 and 17. You? Birth control there and control.
No, remember the other time we were talking about. Okay, we'll talk about that now. Okay.
Control now.
Let's save it for the video. What do you mean you don't know, Mom? mom. So it's a discussion. No, it's not just question, answer, question, answer. It needs to, you know.
Getting so good. Is it busy?
Aye, mom.
I don't know how I feel.